Just 23 laps remaining of the Blue Ox 100 from here in Richmond International Raceway, the NASCAR K&N Pro Series East, third race of the 2011 season. Darrell Wallace Jr., a great restart. Max Gresham on the outside in the 18.
Darrell Wallace able to clear Max Gresham before they got down to turn number 1. That opens up the bottom of the racetrack for Brett Moffitt in the 00. But Max fights back on the outside. Had a great run off the corner.
And with that momentum, looks to the outside of Darrell Wallace Jr. for the lead.
What a run off the corner Max Gresham had. Let's see if he can do anything off of this corner.
Coming off of turn number 4, across the stripe, Max Gresham led that lap. Here comes Darrell Wallace Jr. battling back on the inside.
See Darrell move up the racetrack, trying to take some of that grip away. But Max Gresham.
Side by side, the two stay for the lead. Darrell Wallace Jr. has the advantage. Max Gresham running second now.
Well, that caution flag cooled these tires just enough for Max Gresham. Darrell Wallace hard down in the corner.
Convincing lead now for Darrell Wallace Jr. He's got at least a car link between he and Max Gresham, and they stay side by side behind him.
Benny Gordon able to get by Andrew Ranger. Look at all the beating and banging. That's a 07 of Corey LaJoie trying to take a couple spots away.
Matt DiBenedetto on the outside in the 15, able to clear that 35 of Andrew Ranger. Andrew Ranger sideways as he comes out of the turn.
See Corey LaJoie going to try to make his way to the inside of Andrew Ranger.
Corey LaJoie in the 07. Close quarters now. You see Michael Cherry back there in the 8 as well.
Andrew Ranger was sideways again off of that corner. There's Ryan Blaney, the 10 car, joining this battle.
LaJoie able to get by. Michael Cherry even into the back of the 35 of Andrew Ranger. Ranger still sliding as they go down the backstretch and into 3.
I think Andrew Ranger has used up that right rear tire. This car is definitely loose off of every corner.
Ryan Blaney in the 10 trying to get by that 35. Wiggling across the start-finish line and into turn number 1.
Ryan gets there, but Andrew Ranger fights back on the outside. Eddie McDonald, that yellow car right behind him, as well as Coleman Presley.
As the laps continue to wind down, the racing on the track is heating up. Ryan Blaney in front of Andrew Ranger.
Remember, these guys have been on the same tires this entire distance. Heavy traffic. There's Travis Pastrana, the 99 car, joining this battle.
With every lap, he learns more and more. Currently running in the 17th spot, Travis Pastrana on the outside.
Tell you, that's pretty darn respectable against the field of cars that he has here. Oh, he bounced off the fence.
And up against the wall is the 99 of Travis Pastrana, so a big problem after we sing his praises. He follows it up with this.
You see the right front tire is down on that car. It looked like it jumped to the right. He may have cut down that tire. That may have caused him to go on the wall.
He had some right front damage to that fender, and potentially that cut down that right front. Let's take another look. We don't go to caution. Still green flag racing. Find out what happened.
He was in heavy traffic on the outside. You see there he is behind Brandon Godovic. Got a little bit loose up off of 4. See what happens now as he gets to the start finish line. 51 of Brandon Haley's on his inside. I think he cut down that right front tire because it looked like when he needed to turn that wheel to go left to enter the corner, it didn't respond. It just jerked right.
And into the wall Travis Pastrana went, and behind the wall he is now on pit road. Darrell Wallace Jr. a big lead over Max Gresham as they go to work on the 99 of Travis Pastrana. Wallace Jr. with a commanding lead. The final 13 laps of the Blue Ox 100 here on Speed, your motorsports authority. Darrell Wallace Jr. with a commanding lead over Max Gresham.
You know, I talked to Dave McCarty, Darrell Wallace Jr.'s crew chief, before the race, and Dave said this young man is on it. He gives great feedback. He does a super job behind the wheel. What a bright future for Darrell Wallace Jr.
Max Gresham in that 18 has 2 wins. This is his 3rd year with Joe Gibbs Racing.
Also has an ARCA Racing Series win under his belt. He was able to run the short tracks. You have to be 18 to run the racetracks that are over a mile in the ARCA Racing Series. He went to Mansfield, Ohio last year as a 17-year-old and got a win in the ARCA Racing Series.
Benny Gordon on the outside, Michael Cherry on the inside. These two battle for position as the laps continue to wind down.
There's Ryan Blaney, the 10 car behind them, as well as Matt DiBenedetto in the 15.
Side by side for position. Michael Cherry on the bottom. Now we see the 51 of Brandon Haley and Brandon Godovic in that 46.
There's Cale Conley, the 27. Brandon McReynolds in the 37.
Brandon earlier this year, Brandon McReynolds, that is, a great run in the ARCA race at Talladega. Really getting his name out there as a up-and-coming driver here in the stock car division.
A bright future for another young man in this series. It's so many great stories and great young drivers in this series.
There's Brandon McReynolds trying to get by Brandon Godovic.
I think Brandon is outdoing Dad in this race. Brandon Godovic I'm talking about.
Over father Rick Godovic. See Eddie McDonald in front of Andrew Ranger.
See those cars hung out up off the corner trying to get that power down. Spinning the rear tires a little bit.
In search of grip, but there is none as the laps wind down.
We've been watching the 35 of Andrew Ranger since the last restart, or since the second restart, which was the last restart, and how loose that car is. Cale Conley's going to jump to the inside. Oh, a little bit of contact.
Cale Conley makes a little contact with the 51 of Brandon Haley. Sergio Pena, still a little smoke coming out of the back of that race car as he tries to get by Alex Bowman on the outside.
Great side-by-side battle. There's Jason Bowles, the 75, as well as Corey LaJoie right behind these two. There's a battle for second. Brett Moffitt on the inside.
Brett Moffitt trying to take that position away. They stayed door to door for second. Moffitt and Max Gresham. Gresham dominant early part of this race, led 55 laps. Then it's been all Darrell Wallace Jr. Here comes Brett Moffitt, though, trying to take that second position away.
Max Gresham told us during the break for the rain that his car was a little bit tight in the center of the corner, a little bit loose off. They made some air pressure adjustments. It looked like it worked for a while, but he may lose second position right here.
Inside of 5 laps to go. Brett Moffitt takes second away from Max Gresham.
Max has that good run up off the corner. Remember, these drivers were teammates at Joe Gibbs Racing last year.
Gresham back to the outside of Brett Moffitt. Moffitt slides up the racetrack coming out of turn 4.
And Gresham slid off the corner.
Scott Booley backing up in that 26, just under 4 laps of racing to go.
There's
little
Daniel
contact
Suarez.
there.
Suarez and Ranger with a little contact. Corey Hodgson in the 03 car. Jason Bowles now pulls up beside. Oh, a lot of contact with he and Sergio Pena in a battle for 6th.
Big contact, short track racing. 3 laps to go. Sergio Pena losing spots now, even to his teammate Michael Cherry.
Corey LaJoie is on the move now. He's moved into the 4th position.
Michael Cherry still chasing down that 75 of Jason Bowles. Looking to the inside now, trying to take that spot away.
Side by side for 3rd.
2 to go. Corey LaJoie trying to take 3rd away from Max Gresham.
You think Corey is putting the stuff that Kevin Harvick told him to play right here?
Wisdom coming from a Sprint Cup winner to Corey LaJoie. Let's see if it works out and pays off for him. He's got the spot from Max Gresham. Darrell Wallace Jr. White flag, 1 to go.
I think Corey LaJoie is the fastest car on the racetrack right now, but he's going to run out of time with this big lead that Darrell Wallace has.
Darrell Wallace Jr. in the slower lap traffic goes down the backstretch for the final time, heading into turn 3 and 4. He is the youngest winner in the K&N Pro Series East, and he will add another win to his resume. 3 for his career.
Brett Moffitt comes home in 2nd. Great side-by-side battle there. Corey LaJoie ends up 3rd.
So the celebration will begin for Darrell Wallace Jr., the winner of the Blue Ox 100.
One happy crew chief, Dave McCarty, just stepping down off a pit wall. will make his way to victory lane.
So the Blue Ox 100 goes to Darrell Wallace Jr. We'll hear from him when we come back. The 17-year-old Mobile, Alabama native able to find victory lane once again. It's career win number 3. He's there with Bob.
All right, Darrell Wallace climbing out here in victory lane. He takes off the Hans, and he's got a round of applause. His 3rd victory in the K&N Pro Series East. Hugs all around from everybody on the crew.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Darrell, what does it mean to win here at Richmond International Raceway?
Oh, man, it means a lot. Winning at a big track, you know, Ryan Truex and Brett Moffitt did it last year, and oh, man, it's a great feeling. We pretty much annihilated. That's what Clyde came over on the radio and said. Pretty much annihilated the race, and I just want to thank Max Gresham for running me clean there. I know I got into him coming off the 2. I was a little tight, but, you know, it's racing, and, you know, we know how to race each other clean, and, yeah, we're teammates, and that's what it's for, and so it was cool. I just want to thank, first of all, everybody at Revolution Racing. They worked their tails off. I think they left the shop at 9 o'clock last night to bring it up here. Brand new car, first race on it, first win, so I think our chances are pretty lucky there. So I'm excited.
You told me you saw a mistake that Max Gresham was making, and were you able to capitalize on that particular mistake?
I was. During that red flag there, I seen that he was tied off at 2 and snapping loose, and I was able to cut the center really good there in 1 and 2, and so I was able to get under him coming off the back stretch, and we fought there for a little bit, and I finally made the pass, you know, sailed away, and then on that restart, kind of made me nervous there. He knows how to race on restarts, and he raced me pretty hard, but, you know, that's what racing's about.
Big congratulations to Darrell Wallace here at Richmond.
Take a look at our unofficial results. Darrell Wallace Jr. grabs win number 3. How about Brett Moffitt, a second now to go with that win from earlier this season?
Yeah, Corey LaJoie gets his season on track with a great 3rd place run. Coleman Presley came in here 2nd points, finishes 11th.
Daniel Suarez finishes in the 20th spot as we go back further in the field. Chase Elliott drops back to 24th. Not the finish that he was looking for. Let's hear from the young man who finished 2nd in this race. He's with Dick Berggren.
Brett Moffitt just stood beside his car for a while, and he watched that victory celebration on the monitor, the great big television screen that's in the infield, and he didn't smile at all until his girlfriend showed up. And then you got a great big smile on. How hard was it to hang on to these cars with the tires as worn as they were at the end of the race?
It is very difficult at the end of the race, especially when you're trying to pass people. But, you know, we really worked hard in practice. You know, we weren't where we needed to be all day, but by the end of the day, we ended up pretty good. You know, I wouldn't say we had a winning car, but, you know, we were definitely a top runner, and, you know, that's what we need to win this championship. So it was good to have Michael here and watching, and, you know, he's going out for late model race, so I wish him luck, too.
And Michael is Michael Waltrip, your team owner, who congratulated you as well. You almost won the race. How did you hang on to finish as well as you did with a car that you admit wasn't a winning car?
It was really just digging down deep and seeing what we could do with it. You know, we won Greenville, dominated that race, and then South Boston we were dominating, and with 6 laps to go got taken out with a 4-second lead. You know, so it's hard to do that, but it's great to come back and run right back up front and finish 2nd. And, you know, I got to congratulate Darrell. He did an awesome job, and he deserves it. So go to Iowa and try to get him there.
And we congratulate you on a job well done.
Let's take a look at our unofficial point standings. After 3 races, Darrell Wallace Jr. has the lead over his teammate, Sergio Pena.
Yeah, then the X-Team Racing guys make up 3rd through 5th, Bowman, Presley, and DiBenedetto. And remember, this is the old point system, so it's not that far apart.
And Brett Moffitt back there in the 6th spot after the disappointing 24th place finish at South Boston, still within striking distance of this championship. Iowa Speedway, the next K&N Pro Series race you'll see on Speed. We had great side-by-side racing all night long, but it was Darrell Wallace Jr. who ends up victorious and celebrating at the end of this one. Career win number 3 for Darrell Wallace Jr. For Phil Parsons, I'm Rick Allen. Thanks for watching here on Speed, your Motorsports Authority.